The long-anticipated and historic day has arrived. The Queens of College Softball have a new palace. It's opening day at sparkling new Loves Field. The Oklahoma Sooners and the Miami of Ohio Redhawks. Live college softball for you today on ESPN Plus, presented by OU Health. Hi everybody, Toby Rowland with you, joined by Sooner greats Aaron Miller and Nicole Mendez. What a day. It is a day that has been dreamed of for years. Patty Gasso's Oklahoma dynasty will now deservedly call the finest college softball stadium in America its new home. And Aaron Miller, it is a beaut.
If my memory is serving me correctly, I think the first time this stadium was talked about was back in 2008. This is a day that this program has waited on for a very, very long time. And this season as a whole has the makings to be historical, Nicole. Almost, well, it is the first chance in D1 history to go for the four-peat.
I mean, it is incredible. And if you're Miami, Ohio, I feel similar reactions whenever they walked into the stadium and they just saw what a softball program can look like and the potential of the fan base. It is just awe-inspiring.
Tough opening opponent for OU in this building. Miami of Ohio, 9-2 this year. They were an NCAA tournament regional finalists last season. But today the Sooners take the diamond for the first time at Loves Field in front of a capacity crowd and riding a 67-game winning streak. The first pitch ever at the place Patty built is next here on ESPN Plus. They are standing already. First pitch is about to take place in brand new Loves Field here in Norman, Oklahoma. Over 4,200 Sooner faithful as they get set to watch the champs take on Miami of Ohio. Here's the starting lineup for the Redhawks. The catcher, Allie Cummins, in leadoff. The home runs, they've hit a ton of them. 34 home runs this year in the three-hole there. Carly Spade, a team-high 8. And there you see Jenna Golembeski hitting .419 on the season. In the circle for the Sooners to get the first ever start in this place, Nicole May.
Senior, leader. It's been an honor to watch her career over the past few years here at Oklahoma. But she's going to challenge Miami. She throws up in the zone, a lot of swing and misses on the changeup at the knees. She just spreads the quadrants so well. When you think about the staff of this team, Mendez, I think that Nicole May is at the front of this pack. I think that this is a voice and an arm that this entire team looks to. I'm not surprised that she's getting the start here, game one.
She's earned it. She's proved herself time and time again. But like you said, she is a leader on the mound. She's a leader of the battery staff. She's a leader of the team. It's really great to see this team come together and get this response. It's great to see Nicole May get the start here in the circle.
And the first pitch in Loves Field is a swing and a miss. Allie Cummins, catcher for the Redhawks. This is a team that has played Oklahoma in, obviously, many big games on many big stages. But it does feel like that the blood's pumping a little extra today. Everybody is excited and maybe a little nervous today.
Including us in the booth.
A ball and a strike to Cummins.
The starting order here for Miami, just between the starting four, the top four in this 1 through 9. Got over 20 home runs. It's a lot of pop.
Yeah, Miami has played 3 fewer games than Oklahoma, but they have hit 12 more home runs. They got some power as the count evens at 2-2.
If you look at their scores from their games, they're beating their opponents by 9-10 runs a game. They have a lot of pop. They've been able to see some really good pitching, so should be good. Good look here.
And the count runs full to the Miami leadoff hitter, Allie Cummins. Nicole May, a perfect 5-0 on the year, ERA south of 1. She'll go down as history as the first starting pitcher ever at Loves Field. And the payoff is fouled back. We'll do it again.
She's an arm that's going to hammer the strike zone. 28 Ks so far on the season, has only walked 8. That's a ratio that I know this program looks at when it comes to an arm. She's competitive. She's going to stay in the K zone.
It's a leadoff walk. Got to calm the heart rate down just a little bit right now. Everybody's looking around. I'm sure we'll show you the scoreboard in center field here in a little bit. It's hard not to stare at that. Everybody's trying to figure out where the concession stands now. Beautiful. This place, the bells and the whistles. Here's the right fielder, Jenna Golembeski, and a called strike.
To that point, we got to talk with Coach Gasso earlier this week, and she was saying they haven't seen the fields at all until today. These fans and this team got to see it all at the same time. It's incredible to think, I know if I were playing, I would be so excited, so amped up. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I have to play a softball game on top of that.
Not an exaggeration. This team took the field for pregame warmups, about an hour ago? It's the first time they have ever stepped on the playing surface here. The 0-2, a little bit high.
It's an interesting contrast because for this team, and this is what I got a chance to talk to Coach about, this is almost being treated like an away game. This is a team that's prepping to be on a surface for the very first time like they would if they're traveling somewhere. Yet it's their home turf, their new home turf, with a home crowd and a home atmosphere. It's just, it would be a little bit out of body, I think, for me.
Kinsey Hansen was talking last night. They've got to learn how everything works here. How's the ball come off the backstop for a catcher? What are the ricochets like in the outfield? What are the wind tunnels like here? Swing and a miss. There's your first strikeout. One away.
It's the response you want, right? A leadoff walk, a rare walk, only her 9th of the season for Nicole May. And what's the response you get out of the senior? A strikeout. A beautifully dropped curveball or screwball right in on the knees. Drops the barrel underneath that pitch. That's where she gets the most swing throughs. 90% of her swing and misses are right at the knees.
Carly Spade now, first pitch swinging, lifts one into right center field, and it's a home run. The 9th of the season for Carly Spade, and it's 2-0 Miami.
We talked about the power from Spade, and it looks like the first home run ever on Love's Field is going to come from Miami, Ohio. We talked about their power, and that's how they get the most of their at-bats. They get the most of their runs with that long ball early on in that lineup, and that one just left over the plate, waist high. They're going to take advantage of every missed pitch. That one sent pretty well over that fence.
9th home run of the season for Spade.
Holly Blaska, first baseman. Strike called. There's a footnote in the record books. You mentioned it, Nicole. We'll look back years from now and say, Carly Spade, Carly Spade. Third baseman of Miami of Ohio had the first home run here. Ball and a strike to count.
This is a team that's been asking for more pressure, for more accountability in practice the past week. That was interesting in talking to Coach Gasso after they come back from the Mary Nutter.
Lifted into right, that's deep. Pickering back to the wall, and it's back-to-back home runs. Holly Blaska makes it 3-0 Miami.
It was actually hit right into the Miami fan section. Talk about perfect placement right there. They are hyped in this dugout. Another one left over the heart of the plate. This is almost the identical pitch as before. She just gets the contact. She doesn't need to do too much extension. It's right there. And we're figuring out these wind tunnels pretty quickly.
Yeah, we can confirm the ball flies.
I think, too, just looking at these locations, right, of where these home runs are going. These are elevated pitches. They're not competitive low in the zone. mean, take a look at where this lands. This is belt high down Broadway. It's just too sweet against a team that swings with the power that they've shown all season. You can't leave it over the plate that sweet.
Strike called. Sammy Buick, the DP, freshman out of McMurray, Pennsylvania.
Talk about the pressure, though, Nicole. This is a team that's asking for more in practice. They had a very good outing at Mary Nutter. Coach was pleased with what they came out and showed in California. They looked good. Offense looked good, but she said, I still think that this team is craving more. They're craving pressure. They want to be held accountable. And she said, in this day and age where we are in our sport, most of the teams and most of the athletes are wanting less. They want less pressure, but not this squad. They want to be held accountable. They want the challenge. I'd say they've got themselves a challenge here early in this ball game.
To that point, you think about this senior class. They don't know what it's like to lose the last game of their season.
Yeah.
Ever in their career.
Grounded to third. Brito, the throw across, and there's 2 away.
It's the first changeup we've seen out of the hand of May. And if she's able to get ahead in counts, she's just going to start to go to that pitch. I think that that's the key for her, is to hammer the zone early so that she can start to show some of her tools. This is what she's facing. I mean, this is the D1 rank. Runs per game, home runs per game. This is big time.
Reagan Bartholomew, the shortstop, comes up empty. Right-handed hitter out of Waukee, Iowa. Ball and a strike. Everything, like how are the shadows, where are they going to fall? We got a new overhang, obviously, in this new stadium. How do they progress? We got 2 games here today.
Sun came out today. We got a little sun ball working in the outfield.
That didn't happen very long ago. It was quite chilly here early during the ribbon cutting ceremony, but it's supposed to get, as you see the blue sky above and that State of Oklahoma scoreboard in center field, that's unmistakable. It's going to get warmer and warmer as this day goes along. Got her swinging. Top of the first comes to an end, but Miami came to play. A lot of fanfare here today, but the first 2 blows belong to the Red Hawks. Sooners grabbing the bats for the first time when we come back. Aerial shots of Love's Field. Opening day today. Oklahoma hosting Miami of Ohio. A little bit later on, it'll be the Liberty Flames here. And Miami has struck first. Back-to-back first-inning home runs has them up 3-0 on the champs. Jada Coleman leading off for OU. And a strike is called. Addie Jarvis, the starting pitcher for Miami today.
Talking about her a little bit before this game and what she throws. She's going to throw a lot of pitches inside to lefties, outside to righties. And that's pretty much where she lives. She likes to jam those lefties, and then with the righty, she's continuing to work on the plate and then a little bit farther out. That's her game plan. That's her go-to. But against Oklahoma and their offense, I wouldn't be surprised if we see just a couple of surprises.
Here's the lineup. Patty Gasso will roll out today for Oklahoma. Coleman, Pickering, the freshman, leading them at a .471 batting average. Brito, Jennings, Parker, Boone, Hanson, Torres, and Sanders. The 1-2 again, outside. Best table setter in America right here, Jada Coleman, senior out of the Colony. There you see Addie Jarvis's numbers, a perfect 4-0. Down the left field line, it is fair. Into the corner. Coleman off to the races. She'll stop at second with a leadoff double.
I love that reaction automatically from Oklahoma. They're down 2-0, gave up some big hits, kind of might feel deflating in this big moment. And they say, you know what, it's not about the new stadium anymore. It's about playing this game, playing our game. And Jada Coleman, in her fashion, gets a double down the line to start Oklahoma off.
Banks with the diving effort in left. Nothing else you could really do there, even if you stay on the feet. You've got the speed of Coleman at the leadoff position. Toby, you said it, one of the best, if not the best leadoffs in the U.S. Gets the job done. We've seen her move around the lineup. We've seen her in the 6th hole. Seen her kind of bounce around in this order.
In a team full of veterans, here's one of the big stories early in the year for OU. True freshman Cassidy Pickering, right fielder, leading the team in hitting with a .471 batting average.
This is a kid that Coach Gasso talked a lot in depth to us on the phone before this weekend about how pleased she is with the freshman class, specifically this bat. Just fearlessness. You come in here, you've got 7 returning super seniors. You got 10 total that'll be graduating this year. And a freshman class that said, I don't care. Give me a bat.
I want to play.
Give me an opportunity.
Full count, her first ever collegiate at bat in Mexico. Grand slam. There's a good how do you do, huh?
I remember seeing that and I was like, man,
here we go.
She's going to be a good one.
Fouls the 3-2 down the left field line, out of play.
I can remember what that was like my freshman season. Toby, you probably remember this. 2013, we had an entire starting lineup come back that played for a national championship the year before.
Yeah, I can remember that too.
You're walking into a lion's den, right? And this freshman class stepped in, a very similar experience. You mentioned, Nicole, a senior class that doesn't know what it's like to lose the last game. That can be so intimidating.
And the hunger, the want for more accountability, harder practices, raising the standard, making the team level up. You're going into all that as a freshman and you're just arms wide open saying, I love it.
First 2 have reached. Alyssa Brito. Here's one of the seniors right here. First team All-American a year ago. Third baseman. And she's ahead in the count. Tiare Jennings on deck. Sooners trying to punch back after a 3-run top of the first inning from Miami.
This is a great match for Brito. She actually has her strongest contact on the outside part of the plate. So this is a really good matchup as far as Jarvis and Brito go. I think that this is going to be in her power alley as a 3-hole.
Off the fist, that's going to drop in, base hit. And the bases are loaded with nobody out. She fought it off the fist into right field.
Mentioned surprises, right, Nicole? I think we saw one here. I don't know if this was a miss or if this was planned, but knowing the scouting of Brito being strong on the outer corner, Jarvis actually challenged her hands with the strength of that lower grip. She's able to punch this one through into no man's land right in front of Goboleski.
And she was peppering that inside half. Didn't always get the strike on that inside half, but that's where she stayed. And to that point, okay, she's really good on that outside half. Let's switch it up. Let's go inside. But knowing as a pitcher, just because you throw to maybe not the strength of the hitter, if you stay there too long, the hitter will adjust. They'll feel you going back there, back there, back there. They'll adjust. They'll change where their eyes are looking.
Tiare Jennings, strike 1 called, 73 career homers, number 3 in OU history. She had 9 runs batted in Palm Springs last weekend. Trying to drive in the first ever OU runs at Love's Field. And she pops it up. Playable. Foul territory, third base side. Carly Spade. 1 out.
It's a big out. That is a huge out.
Bases loaded.
Wow.
Tiari Jennings comes up. You, as a defense, as an outfield, you take a couple steps back. You have to respect the power that she has at the plate, but also talk about great freshman. Ella Parker steps up to the plate, and she's one of those that Coach Gasso talked about in depth of she came knowing the strike zone. She came eager for the challenge. She came ready for it. And this is just personal bias, but they're both lefties, so I like that part just a little bit.
Freshman out of LA. Bases loaded, 1 away now. And now 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, Ella Parker is all pull, baby. That's her power alley. She'll stay on the pull side of the field. She'll have to see this ball deep in the stance. Right there, it's all timing. It's all timing. This is maybe where some of the freshmen, the newbie mentality can start to kind of peek through. You want to see the patience right here, a bases loaded opportunity.
Center field. Going to stay in the park. Tagging at third and scoring is Coleman. It's an RBI for Parker, and it's 3-1. Ella Parker is in the history books. And they're both having a word for Riley Boone.
That's another thing that is on the inside half. We talked about Jarvis and how she likes to pepper that inside half to lefties. Well, she's going to get a lot of lefty action in that lineup. She's already, this is her 4th lefty that she's faced. She's facing a lot of those. I know one thing about this Oklahoma lineup. They like that inside pitch. They like to turn and burn on those. So gonna see maybe some off speeds, that outer half to mix things up.
Outside corner, 0-2 to the pride of Owasso, Riley Boone. 441 batting average on the year. She's tearing it up early in the season. Jarvis tried to get her to chase there. 6th-year senior, Addie Jarvis in the circle. Got the call outside corner. And Jarvis, after loading the bases with nobody out, gives up minimal damage. We head to the 2nd at Norman. 3-1 Miami in front on opening day. Second inning, opening day at Love's Field. Miami of Ohio has busted in front 3-1. It'll be Maddie Banks leading off for them. How about the keys to the game for this one, ladies?
I think it's composure. I think that was something we talked about a lot coming into today. So much unknown, so many variables, so many emotions. The heart's racing. This is the first time that this team has been on this field. It's not like they've been practicing here all week. So just taking an exhale, doing what you do, play the game.
If you're Miami, Ohio, I mean, I love the way they started out, but just knowing the type of pitchers that you have and the type of staff Oklahoma has, you have to go into this game being willing to pivot quickly and make adjustments in at-bats, player to player. Defensively, it needs to happen quickly, and I mean, they did a great job jumping out that first inning.
Give them credit. The Miami softball stadium seats 500. They've walked into this place today, swing and a miss. That's a 3rd strikeout for Nicole May. And they punched the champs in the mouth in the top of the 1st inning.
This is the hard part of being the #1 team in the nation. You've got a huge target on your back, and anytime someone especially is walking into your home house, they're gonna take their best punch.
Kate Kobayashi hit by a pitch. So a 1-out base runner for the Redhawks. Second 3-base runner allowed by May today.
I think this one just gets away from her.
talked about her wanting to go for that low screwball that goes in at the knees. I think that's the pitch that she was trying to go for, get that swing and miss. That arm just tails away.
That'll bring up 9-hole hitter, second baseman Chloe Parks.
I think it rings true always. Whenever you're starting a game, the first 2 innings, those are the tone setters. Yeah, things settle in, but if you think of it like a boxing match, if you're able to come out hard, swinging, land a couple punches, that might save you later on down the road. And Miami, Ohio said, all right, let's land some punches hard early on, grind the rest of the game, but get it going early.
Let's be honest, 3 runs against a team like Oklahoma is not enough. So Miami's going to have to continue to apply pressure. We got a lot of ball game left. There's a lot of arms in the tank that OU can go to. I think that May is just starting to settle in. There's a lot going on, a lot of electricity in the air.
You're saying it's not over yet?
It ain't over.
Okay, all right. Well, that gives us hope.
It's not
You're a
over
Sooner
in the
fan.
second
No
inning.
way.
2 balls and a strike. Parks out of Indianapolis.
Toby, what does this feel like for you? You've called a lot of Oklahoma sports. You've been in a lot of environments.
It's electric. You know, we've been here. I've been here for several hours for the ribbon cutting ceremony, and seeing the excitement, the line of fans, everybody, including the team, the broadcasters, getting their first look at this place after it's been anticipated forever. It was very much like an open house when the doors open. Everybody's walking all around, looking at everything, looking at the different angles, trying to figure out if they like the seats they bought, you know, and checking out the scoreboard. You've seen some of the pictures, but very little. It's just awfully cool and so deserved. Pitch is outside. That's a walk, 2 on.
Oh, Nicole May just struggling to kind of settle in here early. This is rare for her. I mean, she walked into today with only 8 walks on the season in 21 innings, and we've already seen 2 through an inning and a third. I see Jen Rocha hop out of the dugout for a word. This is uncharacteristic for her.
Absolutely. And I mean, it's the elephant in the room, the nerves, the energy, her first home game, her first time in the new stadium. And sometimes it's hard to drown out that noise, especially whenever it's this loud with a lot more than they're used to playing in front of a home crowd. And I think Rocha just coming out, talking to her pitcher, talking to her catcher, getting them resettled, getting them refocused. I think being able to find the strike zone for May has been a little bit of a struggle. She's getting behind. She'll get ahead, and then she'll fall behind 2 balls in a row quickly pretty often. And so battling back out of that hole, it can be difficult for a pitcher. So coming back, talking to Hansen, talking to May, and saying, let's find that strike zone, but let's convert and get that second strike right away. Put them on the ropes instead of yourself.
Nicole May notoriously misses competitively. And what I mean by that is when she throws a ball, it's typically pretty close. It's typically pretty competitive.
Back to the top of the order. First pitch misses to Allie Cummins. This feels big, though.
It does. It feels big early. I don't know if you guys feel this way. It feels like things are moving fast. Like the pace for Nicole is just urgent. And I wonder if right there, the message from Jen Rocha, pitching coach here at Oklahoma, is just slow down. Take a breath.
There's a strike. You mentioned 3 runs might not be enough. It does, though, match already the most runs OU has given up in a game this year. And Miami threatening again here in the second, 2 on, 1 out. One and 2. Got her. 2 outs. 4th strikeout for May.
That was big. This is the start of the second time through the lineup.
Starting the game off with a walk, and then the next time you face that batter, getting the K in a big-time situation, getting to 2 outs. It's a great response from the senior.
Golombeski now, strikeout victim in the first. First pitch swinging, popped into right. Pickering's there, side retired. Whatever Jen Rocha said, it worked. Nicole May strands a pair. We head to the bottom of 2. 3-1 Miami in front. Opening day at Love's Field. Alongside Aaron Miller and Nicole Mendez, Toby Rowland back with you at Love's Field. We head to the bottom of the second inning. A rarity for this Oklahoma softball team trying to battle from behind today. Bottom of the order, starting with Kinsey Hansen, the catcher. The captain, one of the 2 captains on this team, takes a changeup for strike 1. 3 home runs on the year, the 2023 Johnny Bench Award winner. 49 career homers and some dramatic ones in big moments in her career.
All the fellow captains on this team, Kinsey Hansen and Tiara Jennings, have the C on the chest this season.
Two and one.
Talked about it moving fast. Everything was a little chaotic. You can feel things slow down when Kinsey Hansen steps into the box. You feel her confidence, you feel her intentionality every step, right? And it makes my heart rate slow down. Her heart rate slows down. Just gives everybody that extra breath.
Full count.
This is an athlete that constantly has her finger on the pace and the pulse of this game as a catcher. Right, be it behind the dish, by default, leadership perspective on this field.
Slow roller back to the mound. Nice play by Jarvis for out number 1. That'll bring Alina Torres to the plate.
Okay, we need to talk about this because never, ever, ever in the history of OU softball have they had walk-up songs. They have them this year. Aaron, how do you feel about that? I remember begging.
I feel proud. Isn't that how a parent should feel? Like when their kid has more than what they had growing. Oh,
this is something you wanted and didn't get.
Toby, she dangled, I think it was like, what, we had to have a 3.5 GPA as a team to get walk-up songs.
Team GPA, individual GPA.
Fly ball, center field. Kobayashi, 2 outs. So what would have been your walk-up songs?
That's the thing. I never thought about it because we never had them.
I may shock you with this answer. And this is going to show my love and my musical connection with my father in classic rock.
Oh, wow.
Mine would be the guitar riff intro of Long Cool Woman in a Black Dress.
Wow.
I love that.
That would be my walk-up.
Very specific. I like it, yeah. 2 outs, nobody on for Sid Sanders. What about you, Nicole?
You know, I don't know. I'm a lover of all music. I can't just pick one.
Okay, Toby.
So I think it's good that I did.
To be fair, Nicole was telling me before the game she would have picked Beyonce's new country song.
Texas Hold'em.
Texas Hold'em for her walk-up.
This ain't Texas.
A little bit high, 2 and 1. I would have chosen the theme from Hoosiers.
Okay.
Yeah. Emotional.
Yes.
Greatest movie of all time.
Of all time.
Hoosiers trying to ignite a 2-out rally here in the second. And it's a 3-1 count to Sanders. Top of the order, Jada Coleman on deck. I wonder what finally caused Patty to cave on the walk-up songs.
You know how much has changed over the past decade with Coach Gasso?
She softened a bit.
A lot. In the best way, though. You have to. That's what makes her the best, one of the best coach, I say the best, in the nation. She pivots. She evolves. She's a Hall of Fame coach for a reason. She's adapted to the times, but she has held true to her core in some of her traditional ways and the blue-collar work ethic, the way she grinds this team and prepares them for the season. But walk-up songs are a nice little change.
Hey,
you're not changing your diet,
right?
Gasso seeking win number 1,471 today. Coleman doubled to start the bottom of the first. She has scored the only Sooner run today. And Jarvis struggling to find the strike zone here a bit.
This defense definitely remembers what she did. This outfield, they are deep right now. Couple steps from the warning track. Middle is pretty deep as well.
3-0. Pickering on deck. And it's back-to-back walks.
Saw Oklahoma last inning threaten, had bases loaded, a lot of potential. T.R. Jennings was up. He only walked away with 1 run on a sac fly. Kind of things that JT talking to them, they themselves talk about accountability, knowing, okay, we needed to get a couple more across the board. We had less than 2. Only get 1 kind of feels like a wasted opportunity. Let's make the most of it. Let's be disciplined at the plate. Let's zone in, make her throw to our game plan instead of just going after whatever she's throwing, going after and letting the emotion take over. But I mean, it's the first inning. Everybody's settled, nerves are settled. Got to see him before the game. He was there before the whole team was, and he's the only one in the dugout. He's just kind of looking out at the field. He's like, man, this is crazy.
Now associate head coach, JT.
Well-deserved new title.
Yeah. All right, Pickering now. Who put the Sooners in front with a swing of the bat. 2 on, 2 out, takes a called strike. Pickering walked in the first. Popped up, foul territory. Spade drifting back toward fair, and Jarvis gets out of a jam again. We head to the third in Norman, still 3-1 Miami in front. We begin the third inning of play. First game ever here at Love's Field in Norman. Miami of Ohio leading 3-1. And Carly Spade, who hit a 2-run home run in the first, leads off. First pitch swinging up the middle. Jennings, 1 out. One pitch, 1 out. Been a bit of a bumpy ride for Nicole May so far. But what's your evaluation thus far, Aaron, on Nicole's day?
I think you said it. It's been a little bumpy. Just trying to settle into this atmosphere early, a lot of newness, a lot of nerves. I think that the moment can feel really big. I actually like this challenge for her. I think that this team and this staff, specifically this pitching staff, has been so good, so early, and so consistently since the season started. The getting challenged is a good thing. You would hear it from Coach Gasso herself. They learned the most from a loss. They learned the most from an inning like inning 1, right? Coming out and getting a huge punch right in the gut. 3 runs scored, 2 home runs. I can promise you, Nicole May is learning right now. Even as a senior, a constant student of this game.
Holly Blaska also homered back in the first inning, her 5th of the season. 1 ball and 1 strike. A little bit outside. Crowd disagreed with that one.
It's good to know the rowdy and loud crowds haven't changed despite the new stadium.
Same fans, just more of them.
Good for Oklahoma, bad for everyone else.
The comparison, by the way, Marita Hines, their official capacity, 1,378. That's the old stadium. 1,378 for that. This place seats 4,200, according to the fire marshal anyway. They could fit more than that in here with standing room only. And there are several great standing room areas, and they are loaded today. We have to have somewhere in the 5,000 neighborhood here. Full count to Blaska. We'll do it again. The footprint of Marita Hines Field, just over 15,000 square feet. The footprint of Love's Field, 44,000 square feet. And it's a walk.
Aaron, you talked about earlier, there was a pitch that Nicole May threw as a changeup. It was beautiful, got a swing and miss. But whenever Nicole May throws her best game, it doesn't matter what count it is, she's able to be effective with that off speed. And I don't think we've seen it a lot today. And I feel like that absence of that pitch, you feel it in her pitches, you feel it with her movement. We'll see Jen Rocha come out and talk to her.
There is activity in the Sooner bullpen.
We've only seen her start off an at-bat with an off-speed once through 2 innings and a third. I agree with you. I think that's one of her best pitches. At this point in our game, where we are in the season, early but still enough reps under the belt, that pitch should be a little bit more prevalent. Be able to throw it early, be able to throw it often, especially if that screwball isn't exactly where you want it to be. Again, what I'm seeing right now from Nicole May is just the competitive misses aren't there. When she misses, she's missing big. She's not getting the bites. She's not setting herself up to throw pitchers pitches, and that's the difference.
There you see Carly Keeney beginning to warm up for OU. 3 walks, 4 strikeouts for May. 1 out deep in the third. Sammy Buick now. Buick grounded out to third, her first at bat. 3rd game ever between OU and Miami. Series even at 1 apiece. Their first matchup was back in 1992. Miami won that one. And then last year they played up in Ohio. The Sooners beat them 13-1 in 6 innings. This is the first of 5 games this weekend for the Sooners here. 2 today, 2 tomorrow, 1 on Sunday. Not all against Miami.
I was just about to say, I am shocked we haven't seen Kinsey Hansen throw down to first base. The aggressive jumps we're seeing off first by Miami, Ohio is, I'm scared for them, to be honest.
About 6 steps off.
Whoa.
Inside corner called strike.
If we were watching Nicole May have a little bit sharper of a day in the circle, I think we maybe could see a pitch out for a pick at first, but we just can't take that risk right now. That's not something that Kinsey Hansen maybe feels comfortable doing at this moment.
Strikeout number 5.
Just talked about that changeup. How was that pitch right there? Just enough speed taken off. And that swing, it's just right on top of it. A little bit of a drop at the end. All the best changeups typically do.
Reagan Bartholomew now. Runner goes. And it's a stolen base. And what's the call here? It's an out. She leave early? Indeed. Third out of the inning. So a base running error leads to the third out of the frame. Still 3-1 our score here in Norman, opening day at Loves Field. Sooners at bat next. Welcome back to Loves Field here in Norman. 3-1, Miami of Ohio leads it. And you notice nobody's on the field right now. That's because we are under a review for that final out of the top of this third inning. Aaron, what did you see? We saw a quick replay here in the booth. Did you think it was a good call?
It was close, hard on the blind eye. But I actually agree with this call for Miami, Ohio to go to the review early because this was a pivotal inning-ending out.
Yeah, she would. It was a stolen base. She was safe at second, so if they overturn this, there's a runner in scoring position.
Duck on the pond and a pretty good hitter at the plate.
So we got more history. We've got our first review ever at Loves Field. Speaking of Loves Field, and the call stands, by the way. The umpires just came out. It is confirmed an out. And so now Miami will take the field and begin their warm-ups. And we are honored to be joined right now in the booth by Jenny Love Meyer. What a special day, Jenny, for you and the family. What does this day feel like?
It's amazing to see after 2.5 years of construction that a facility that has been really a dream for so long for so many people is finally a reality, and have a nice sunny day to boot.
Tell us about how this all came about. I mean, if you could take us back to the beginning of when you guys decided you want to jump on board with this project.
Yeah,
what's the process been like?
Well, it was interesting, and really started when I talked with the team about I don't know, it's been maybe 3 years ago, and Patty and I have a mutual friend, and so Coach asked me to come out and talk with the team, and I did that. And so after when I left after that, I thought it was really so amazing how much alignment Loves has with what Coach Gasso, how she runs her team. And so it was really from that, and then a conversation with a couple of people in my family, knowing that the OU wanted to build a facility of this scale. And so one thing led to another. We made the decision, and here we are.
Jenny, I know just the background that you've had in your industry, the impact you've had on empowering women, not only in sports, but in their professional lives and their personal lives. That's a huge thread that connects this team. And I know that that's something that you and Coach Gasso have connected deeply on. Yeah. What else are you guys involved in? What else is Loves involved in as far as empowering women?
We have, from a nonprofit, and we give to a lot of different organizations. We've got a women's ERG at our as part of our organization, and so we really want to put women in positions where they can learn from each other and be able to serve each other and be able to promote up. And so there's a lot of different things ways that we utilize talent to be able to bring up other talent. Women talent in the organization, and so it's really something that we focus on, and it's a lot of different aspects to it to enable women in our organization to be able to realize their potential.
It's huge.
Alyssa Brito, leadoff single into center field. Hit number 3 for Oklahoma. Do you like how it turned out?
Yeah,
you like the place?
really amazing. Yeah. We knew that a lot of this was going to be in the works, but really seeing that there's a few elements that were I didn't really know were going to turn out as nice as they are, and I think it's really a stadium that's really fit for the #1 team in the nation.
Do you have a favorite bell or whistle of everything? I'm sure you.
Well, I have seen everything. I would have to say the scoreboard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's my favorite part.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love the state of Oklahoma, the Loves Field up at the top, the hearts. It does feel like the heart of this program, now in the heart of our state.
On the heart, not far from the heart of the highway.
Hello?
Right? Yeah.
It's amazing.
We know how to do this plug thing. There it is.
It did show up well, didn't it?
So good.
Swing and a miss by Jennings. 3-1 Miami lead. Sooners trying to even things up or more here in the bottom of the third inning.
fitting. This is the first day of Women's History Month.
Could be 2.
And it is.
It's a double play. Bartholomew to Blaska.
It's well done. We've seen some good sound defense from Miami, Ohio. They haven't wavered under this crowd. They haven't wavered under the pressure.
Jenny Love-Meyer in the booth with us as Ella Parker steps in. I work with Gabe, with Eichert on the crew, and I know how much the OU softball program means to your whole family. I mean, when it's NCAA tournament time or whatever the case may be, you guys absolutely love this program. I mean, obviously because of Love's Field, but just whether you're at the games or at the NCAA tournament, it's been a big part of your lives.
Yeah, Toby, it's really been something that from my parents, and we lost my dad last year. My mom still watches the games and has met Coach Gasso to even the little. So I've got grandnephews who've literally been at the World Series game, and little Cam has his little headphones on, and it has been so much fun just because all of us, and there's a lot of us in the family, are really behind the OU softball, and really just seeing the excitement from everybody just makes this even more special.
That's so cool. 2-0 pitch is inside to Parker. Parker has the RBI for OU today, a sacrifice fly back in the first. And she takes a strike. Well, we need a dramatic opening day rally now in this one. They fell behind early, but that sets us up for a fun finish.
No, that's exactly right, and I think they're very capable of it.
Ground ball to second. That'll be the final out here in the bottom of the third. Jenny, thank you for joining us in the booth. Thank you for this beautiful stadium.
Thanks so much, Toby. Glad to do it.
Thank you so
Jenny
much,
Love-Meyer. We head to the fourth next here in Norman. Three to 1, Miami of Ohio in front. We head to the fourth inning here on opening day at Love's Field. There's a look at what Miami has done at the plate today, and the damage coming from the 3 and 4 hole hitters. 2 homers. They went back-to-back in the first to give them the 3-0 lead. That's Spade and Blaska. Nicole May able to settle in the third. Got the strikeout to end the inning. She'll start the fourth against Reagan Bartholomew. Now 5 strikeouts, 3 walks on the day for May. And delivers a first pitch strike here. And what a thrill it is now to be joined by the athletic director here at the University of Oklahoma, Joe Castiglione, on this historic day. Hi, Joe.
Toby, good to see you. You're everywhere.
You're everywhere.
We're going to be everywhere for a while.
That's
We've got quite a bit going on this weekend.
What do you think, Joe?
Well, I've been asked that a lot, and obviously there's immense excitement, pride, and really just validation that great things happen when you get all the right people working together for a common good. And but in a way, I'm not sure I can answer the question with the kind of emotion that I think is existing in me, because all we've been worried about is, gosh, we got to get this stuff done. And went over here this morning and like, you're not done. Let's go. We got to get this going.
They were putting seats in, 90 minutes before first pitch today?
Yeah, so that part just, we were so keyed up over that, but I'm sure it'll sink in more later on. But just seeing everybody here, watching the team come into the stadium for the first time, run out of the field to warm up for the first time, watching the fans walking through and looking and gazing at everything. The scoreboard turned on. That's good. You can have these great creations, but if it doesn't turn on, not much going to be going for it. But just
right back to the circle.
Just all of that working together, just watching everybody enjoy this. And there's only one first time, so it's a historic day.
Have you found time to, in the midst of here, there, crazy, okay, power's working, have you found a minute to just kind of let it sink in?
Not really,
Not
to
yet.
be candid. Not really. There will be. I think as we get into the season and just finish a few of the areas behind the scenes, then I think maybe that'll sink in at that point. We've really tried hard, and we've talked about it before, but if you're asked what our motivation was to create a sense of pride in the facility and what the people here, when you bring everybody together, can do to elevate our program. And it really goes back to the players, that we always say this, that people come before, they create a legacy, they leave it better than they found it, the next person picks it up and takes it farther, and then you keep doing that, and you have the gold standard of college softball here at the University of Oklahoma. That's pretty special, and that's all we're doing, trying to find ways to help it continue to grow.
We talked a little bit about, okay, we made these plans. Okay, Coach Castro, what do you think? Okay, Coach Rocha, how does this fit into the pitchers? Like, how did that conversation go?
Great overall. And I think back to some of the looks on their faces when we bring them into the conference room and we have the drawings in front of them or on an easel, or we're using a video or something to describe what we're thinking. And there were some moments like, oh, this is great. And then there were some moments where I was watching Patty's face and it was like, oh.
She didn't like it.
She doesn't have a good poker face?
No. The first time we mentioned the scoreboard in the shape of the state of Oklahoma, it was one of them. Well, I'm not sure how that. Patty, trust me, it'll be great. And then, of course, we brought more drawings and how it works. She goes, oh, okay. And then when she came out and saw it constructed, she lit up. She goes, oh, this is legit. So I was glad that worked out.
You want her to be happy.
Yeah.
Fouled back.
I mean, I think that's the most unique scoreboard ever. It looks great. It's such a symbol.
We wanted it to be, and at night when all the regular lights are off and the people are just driving by normally, the state of Oklahoma is outlined in an LED light that's either white or crimson. And so we tried to create it so it creates a little bit of a glow, into the stadium, just enough to make people wonder, ooh, I got to get myself in that stadium.
There's a lot to learn about this place, but one thing's already been, it's got the wow factor. If you're going for wow factor, everybody walked in today and looked around, oh my gosh, this place is amazing.
Erin knows this. She was still playing. We were talking about this with Coach Gasso, that we wanted to, once we realized we couldn't expand Marita Hines Field the way we wanted because the city is widening Jenkins right here to the east of us. So the combination of the road being widened and the stadium growing to add more seats, just put it on top of each other. So we started talking about a new stadium, and we kind of used the metaphor of make it like Little Wrigley Field. It's because we were had to talk to the campus whether we could use this piece of land of the campus, and knowing the topography, it was going to have to sit down a little bit, and then we could build the stands up around it so you're feeling like you're looking down on the field a little bit more as opposed to just flat. And I think we got it right.
Yeah.
Outside, one of the things I like, and I don't know if our cameras can get a shot of it or not, but the scoreboards over the seating bowl that are hanging down from the rafters, that's got an old school kind of Wrigley, old Yankee Stadium feel to it. That's cool.
Intentional for that. And if you notice on the front, first of all, having a cover over the seats is a big deal.
Right.
And we're thinking about the fans and all the amenities that we had for that. But if you look on the front, there's railing, that ironwork, if you will.
Yankee
that looks
Stadium-esque.
like, yes. And then there are flags for all the schools in the conference. And there are 16 because next year will be a conference that has 16.
Going to have to get new flags here in a couple of months.
Yeah, but there are 16 flagpoles up there.
1 on, 2 outs. The 1-2 pitch to Parks. A little bit low. Runner goes. Kinsey Hansen not in time. All right, this is all good and well. The place is beautiful. We need some runs, Joe. We got to win this thing.
Do you
Well,
have
Ginny Love is warming in the pen. You know, she threw a little bit
What
of
a story
change-up
that would
on
be if she
that.
comes in and gets the save today. No, Patty wants to talk. And they want to challenge the play at second base.
Well, you know this team is explosive. They're chipping away at it.
Do you have, I mean, we all know softball players are very superstitious. Are you superstitious? Do you have a superstition? Okay, they need a score. I got to do this.
Yes.
What is it?
If the place I'm standing isn't working, I have to move. That's an easy one.
Where's been the best spot that you've moved to?
Well, and I don't have one yet in this stadium since I've been on the move, but the little wooden deck out in right field, I would go out there quite often. And I like to say I did my part to help our team win a lot of regionals out there.
I will say I've participated in many of Joe's superstitions. Most notably, you've got to eat a big breakfast the day of a game.
That is true.
And if you win, then you got to go get a big bowl of pasta after the game.
This is also true.
A lot of times, yeah.
Why is it around food?
Well, look at me. I mean, come on.
Too.
Yeah.
I'm Italian. What do you think?
Did you get breakfast today?
No, I was over here so early. Well, I did.
You got a couple of innings to go find some eggs and bacon there.
I did. I took a frozen breakfast sandwich and put it in the microwave.
Let's hope it worked.
That's all I could do. We had to get over here early.
What time were you here?
6:30.
Yeah, really early.
Yeah. That's all right. We had other things too, getting ready for the ribbon cutting and all the other festivities. And we also, as we announced, have another day when we'll be able to show off more of the stadium and the finishes that are continuing to be completed over the next several weeks. But it was really important to be able to play our first game of our home season in this stadium rather than play a few games at Marita Hines and then move over here to Loves Field. We wanted to give our current team members, a good number, which will graduate, the chance to play as many games in here as possible.
Call stands on the challenge. Stolen base for Kobayashi. 2 outs. Chloe Parks the batter. 9-hole hitter here. 2-2 count. And it's a full count. We're in the 4th. Miami leads the champs 3-1. Trying to tack on another run here. And that's pulled foul. Anything that as you were building it, you were like, you started with this idea and then it went in a different direction and you're like, that worked out better than we could have imagined?
There were several. Actually, the basic design pretty much worked from the beginning. We made tweaks along the way, obviously. The biggest one was adding the temporary seating out in the outfield.
Ball 4. So the second level in right and left is
and we have
added.
We're looking at ways to add even more. And so when we started the project, we knew what the demand for tickets were at that time and how it was growing, but obviously this has grown exponentially in the last couple of years.
We've got a pitching change. Joe, it's outstanding. Everybody involved did an incredible job with this place.
Well,
Way
thank
to go.
you. And we want to thank everybody on our staff, the contractor, everybody worked so hard to get it open. So we appreciate their long hours to make it happen. And we still have some more things to unveil. There's a couple other things that you're going to be interested in.
Oh, really?
It's another addition to the personality of Loves Field. I think you'll
love it. Go see if you can find a bowl of pasta so we can rally here. Thanks, Joe. Sooner Athletic Director Joe Castiglione. Pitching change. We'll take a timeout here in Norman.
You really can't overstate the gecko's influence on culture.
He's got cartoons, breakfast cereals, the best advice.
Geico can help protect your home and what's in it.
He influenced an entire generation.
I mean, just look at us.
From cars to home to jewelry, it's easy to Geico.
Just hustling. I'm never gonna stop, keep climbing to the top. Yeah, I'm crushing it, crushing it. I'm on my way. Finding your healthy has never been easier. Start with Sprouts.
Well, 3-1 Miami in front here in the top of the fourth inning, and the Sooners are going to the bullpen. Carly Keeney, the Liberty transfer, takes to the circle, trying to stamp out a Red Hawk rally. They've got 2 on with 2 out. Carly Keeney making her 8th appearance. That's tied with Kelly Maxwell for team high. She's got a 2-0 record. 8 strikeouts and 4 walks so far on the year, and in a sticky spot here, Aaron Miller.
A really sticky spot. She's stepping into a bit of a pressure situation. This is wide. This is an arm that utilizes and relies on the defense behind her. You're going to see a lot low in the zone. Drop screw arm, paints the corners. Just a really good defensive pitcher.
Strike call. Leadoff hitter Allie Cummins. A walk and a strikeout today. She's got Kobayashi at second, Parks at first with 2 away. Of course, the Sooners will be playing Liberty later on today here at Love's Field. There's another strike called. Sure, it's a day full of all kinds of emotions for Carly Keeney. In the count, of ball and 2 strikes. Pulled to third, backhand stab. Brito steps on the bag, and that's all they needed. And the inning is over. Tried the double play. Might as well get 4 outs, right? And they're out of that jam. Let's take another look at the play by Alyssa Brito. If that ball gets down the line, it's trouble.
It's a big-time play from a big-time player. Flashes the leather for the force out. Wants the extra, but doesn't need it.
We head to the bottom of the 4th next here at Norman. Bottom 4 we go. Addie Jarvis, starting pitcher for Miami today. 6th year, transfer from Illinois. One of 3 pitchers that have been used this year, all of which transferred in. You see there at the bottom, the Red Hawks returned 0% of pitching production from a year ago. Jarvis so far has given up only 1 run to Oklahoma as we play in the 4th. Beautifully done. Riley Boone's aboard.
Forget her speed. Talk about the element of surprise. The corners they weren't expecting at all. Flat-footed. Riley Boone just puts it in no man's land. Just look, it's just enough to make the corners, the catcher, the pitcher all come out and converge. And it wasn't until they picked up the ball. Riley Boone was standing on first at that point. Talk about setting a tone, trying to get something going. Later in the game, you're in the bottom of the 4th. It's time for a rally if you're Oklahoma. You're down by 2.
Kinsey Hansen, 0 for 1 today. It's a ball outside. Now you can kind of feel it, can't you? Like this is all fun and games. Everybody loves the new stadium. But we're into the 4th inning now, and there's a little bit of nervousness kind of sweeping over the stadium here. It's 2-0 the count.
If I'm picking somebody, picking somebody to lead off an inning to start a rally, it's Riley Boone. I can tell you that much.
Strike called, top of the zone.
Time and time again, she's been such a good spark plug for them. She knows how to lay down the bunt. She knows how to get a hit. She knows how to create energy on the bases and draw their attention away from the batter.
3-1.
Second in the order in average, 441. Senior at the plate. Between her and Pickering, the freshman, tearing it up.
And it's through. On to third goes Boone, and they're on the corners. Nope, into second. Goes Hansen, second and third. Nobody out. How about the hustle by Riley Boone?
I mean, we just talked about her being a spark plug. The speed to be able, on the fly, on the run, be able to get used to, okay, this is bobbled. The outfielder, she was deep. She was respecting the power of Kenzie Hansen. We just go ahead and leg it out. We push the limits a little bit. We need these runs here.
And the Red Hawks want to talk it over. Patty Gasso will use this opportunity to visit with her troops as well, tying runs in scoring position. Alina Torres will be the batter.
Here's what I can promise you. There's not a team in the nation that works on base running more than the University of Oklahoma. And I think it's a facet of our game that's not talked about enough. You just saw an element right there that makes or breaks a game. The ability to take an extra 60 feet when you're down 2 runs. For Riley Boone to find her way on third base now. No outs on the board for Torres. That is elite softball.
Yep.
That's an elite player.
And Hansen too. I mean,
yes.
to anticipate she would do that and also take, instead of first and second, it's second and third. Torres flied out to center field, first at bat. Just off the outside corner.
I mean, we're deep into the 4th inning, and Oklahoma is still not twice through the lineup. That is rare for this offensive powerhouse. But what they have done this inning is say, okay, let's talk, let's make those adjustments. Batter to batter, we can't waste these innings anymore waiting until our next at bat. Let's go batter to batter, let's go pitch to pitch, make faster adjustments.
Grounded to the right side, that'll score a run. And on to third goes Hansen. RBI for Torres makes it 3-2.
That's only possible with Riley Boone being the base runner that she is. That RBI is only possible by focusing on base running. That's the power of speed. That's the power of aggressiveness. And that can be the difference in a ball game.
Sydney Sanders. Tying run now at third. Sanders walked her first at bat.
I feel a home run. Is it too early to call that?
We're about to find out.
I was about to say, this pitch?
I'll get back to you in about 5 minutes.
I love when people call home runs.
I just feel it. I feel it.
Instinct.
Sanders has 2 on the year. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
A 2-strike? That's got to be worth double.
2-strike homer. Double points for Aaron.
Double points for me.
I'll keep a tally board up here all weekend.
Top of the order on deck. And a big punch out for Addie Jarvis.
Big strikeout for Jarvis, now completing the 2nd time through the order. You gotta look different when you're facing a team like Oklahoma. You can't throw the same stuff 2 times through. And she's looked good. She's managed one of the toughest, if not the toughest offense in the nation.
Just the 2nd strikeout today for Jarvis. But it came at a big time. Has not yet retired Jada Coleman. Coleman doubled and scored in the 1st, walked in the 2nd. Tying run at 3rd here. Low and in. Outside corner called strike.
A good pitch and a good take. I wouldn't swing at that either at this point in the count.
But a great pitcher's pitch.
It's a great pitcher's pitch. It's just not one that Jada can handle.
Fly ball center field. And that'll end the inning. The Sooners get 1, but only 1, and we go to the 5th in Norman. Opening day at Loves Field. Miami on top 3-2 here on ESPN+. The Sooners visiting the White House after their national championship. 7 of them altogether here in Norman, including the last 3 in a row, seeking the unprecedented 4-peat. Oklahoma off to a 14-0 start to the year. They've won 67 in a row, but opening day in their new ballpark, they trail Miami of Ohio 3-2 as we move now to the 5th inning. Scoreboard between innings and the fans paying tribute to the late Toby Keith, a massive OU softball fan. In fact, I'm sure many of you saw the video of the team celebrating after last year's national championship at his restaurant, singing with him up on stage. A real sad loss for so many country music fans, people around the world, and especially those in Sooner Nation. Jenna Golombeski leads off the 5th inning for Miami, and it's an 0-2 count. Still Carly Keeney in the circle.
Tough loss for this team. Celebrated a lot of national championships with Toby, an awesome man. A bold life, a great family. Coach Gasso is close with his wife. Beyond just softball, Toby was deeply involved in OU athletics. Yep. Seen him a lot on the sidelines in football games. Just a heart for the Sooners, I can tell you that.
Without a doubt.
Somebody who loved to give, who loved to help others. I mean, it's a legacy.
Swing and a miss. First strikeout for Keeney. And there's 1 out in the Miami 5th.
Second batter faced. Paints the outside corner. That is her MO. She will live in the river. She'll clip the corners of the strike zone.
Carly Spade was the first troublemaker of the day. 2-run homer back in the first. Put the Red Hawks in front. They have never trailed. She's 1 for 2. 9 home runs on the year. As a team now, Miami has hit 36. That's 14 more than Oklahoma's hit this year in 3 fewer games. This one popped up to left. That's Riley Boone, 2 away.
We talked about how they matched up last year in Oklahoma. I mean, they run ruled them. They scored a lot of runs off of them. But one thing Coach Gasso always talks about is she loves to face teams who want to get better. And I think as it's shown here in this game, Miami, Ohio, they want to get better. They have improved last year to this year. They're not nervous. They're not scared. They're coming in and they're swinging, taking good hacks. They're pitching. It's great.
And that ball's hit well into right center field, but Jada Coleman is under it and is a quick 1-2-3 5th inning for Carly Keeney. Bottom 5 we go in Norman, opening day at Loves Field. Last 3 years have been special here in Norman. Look at that record, 190-8. Of course, the 67-game winning streak coming into play today. But they trail as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, 3-2 to Miami of Ohio. Miami of Ohio, a regional finalist a year ago in the NCAA tournament. Pickering leads off for Oklahoma. Waves at the first offering from Addie Jarvis.
6 championships in 10 years is pretty jaw-dropping.
Bunted. Jarvis makes the play. It'll be Alyssa Brito. Brito 2 for 2, a pair of singles today. She's got 2 of the 5 base knocks for Patty Gasso's team. Shadows now starting to encroach on the home plate area. Liberty will be here 5 o'clock tonight for game 2 of the weekend against Oklahoma. They are 1-0. They've already posted a victory today over at Marita Hines Field. 10-6 win over Tulsa. It feels like the old Big 12 tournament where you're playing on 2 fields. You play over here and over there, and you go back and forth.
Running around.
Brito, a shot for history. We're tied. The first Sooner home run at Love's Field, and it belongs to Alyssa Brito. Bam.
I was just a little early, okay, but I felt this. It was in my bones.
It was brewing.
It was brewing. That was a shot. The exit speed, I'd love to know. The velo off the barrel, because this got out in a hurry.
She knew right away. You could see her reaction. I mean, look at this swing. It's just poetry. A little skip, and she's like, all right, I'll take my jog around the bases. But, I mean, what a time to make history for Oklahoma. First home run in Love Stadium, but tie it up. Get your team back into this game. It's later in the innings.
And that'll chase Addie Jarvis. We've got a pitching change for Miami. We've got a new ball game in Norman, tied at 3 here in the bottom of the 5th at Love's Field. Alyssa Brito with the curtain call. She's 3 for 3 on the day, and the biggest one came moments ago here in the bottom of the 5th. A 1-out blast to left that'll go in the record books.
It will go in the record books. I can promise you, though, that this is not what she's thinking about in this moment. What this home run meant to Alyssa Brito was tying up this ball game. They've been trailing now for 4 innings, and to finally, here in the 5th, even up the playing field.
And they'll face a new pitcher now, right-hander Ashley Hitchcock. Hitchcock, 5th-year senior out of Perrysburg, Ohio. Rutgers transfer, one of the 3 newcomers in the circle this year for the Red Hawks. Tiare Jennings will be her first batter. How do you do? Ball 1 outside.
Still a curveball, but it's lower. She'll break the ball away from a righty, but she'll be a little bit more at the knees. I think that this is still a timing adjustment for OU. Seeing the ball deep in the stance, not being early. There's the off speed in. Okay, we may see a different look here. Now the 3rd time through the order.
Talk about quick adjustments. Being able, okay, they got the hit. Let's adjust right away.
Strike call. Patty Gasso didn't like the call down in the third base coaching box. Her hands immediately went in the air. Two and two.
That was the pitch.
That was the one. Middle in. A little bit of a smile from Hitchcock as she turned around because she knew.
She got away with it.
Yeah.
Full count. If you missed it moments ago, Aaron Miller tried to claim the calling of a home run 4 batters after she called a home run.
Listen.
Really bold move. Here's the payoff.
None of you else
She walked it.
are risking it up here. At least I'm playing.
Right, that's true.
At least I'm in the ring fighting.
That's right. You can't hit a homer if you don't swing. Aaron's taking cuts.
All right, so if I say there's going to be a home run this batter, and
anytime today,
next home run, I get to claim.
That's exactly how
All
it
right,
works.
there's going to be a home run.
Pinch runner here for the Sooners as Tiare Jennings has worked a 1-out walk. Maya Bland will run at first. Ella Parker, the batter. He's got an RBI today, back in the 1st. Oklahoma looking for their first lead now today.
Now Bland's got wheels. 4 stolen bases on the air. 4 for 4 in attempts.
There's a strike. By the way, the stolen base in the 4th inning for Kate Kobayashi of Miami. The first allowed all season by Oklahoma and Kinsey Hansen.
And that then explains why Coach Gasso hops out of the dugout to challenge that call.
Right.
It's because it's so rare. It never happens.
Oklahoma running is 19 for 20 on the year. 1-2 the count. Freshman DP Ella Parker. Only one play, and it's at first base. Second out of the inning. Into scoring position goes Bland, and Riley Boone will be the hitter.
Exchange. Talk about last inning. She came up, got the bunt, got another run across the board. Smart base running, but we've seen her this preseason. She's come through clutch for Oklahoma. She's had those hits. She's not going to have the home runs, but she's going to have those deep gap shots. She's going to have those timely swings, those balls that just drop where no one is. That is what she does best. A lot of speed on second. That would be great for Oklahoma.
Center field, right in the tracks of Kobayashi, and the inning is over. The home run, though, has tied it up off the bat of Alyssa Brito. First home run for a Sooner in the history of Love's Field. 6th inning coming up. Opening day, Love's Field, and we got drama. We go to the 6th and a tie game, 3-3. Toby Rowland back with you alongside former Sooner greats Aaron Miller and Nicole Mendez. It is still Carly Keeney in the circle for Patty Gasso's team. Sammy Buick leads off for the Red Hawks. 0 for 2 today.
Bachelor, whenever you have softball, I mean, this drama, it's gold.
Look what I found. Nice play by Keeney. One away.
Keeney does it well. She fields her position well. This is a pitcher that uses her defense, so no surprise. Protects the circle. This is the look what I found, I think, situation.
2 hits today for Miami. They were back-to-back in the first inning, and they both left the yard. Reagan Bartholomew has struck out twice as she sends that one into the crowd. Nice play by a fan. It got a cheer.
I believe that's Eddie.
Eddie Radosevich makes the play. Look at him.
How fitting.
Let's give the man the name he deserves, because that is the seconds of... We'll see this on Twitter. I hope you know this. We'll see that replay on Twitter.
His 5 seconds of fame.
Exactly. Give him the fame he needs.
Nothing if not humble.
Exactly.
Eddie Radosevich.
Exactly.
I think he just tried to hide that ball.
There's a whole bunch of kids around there asking for it, and Eddie's going to stick it in his back pocket. Look, I see it. I look at him. Swing and a miss. 2 away. Let's talk about these shadows. As we first look at the replay.
I mean, that's a dirty pitch. Right below the knees, tight on that corner. Carly Keeney, she's carving her up. But yeah, those shadows.
This is new, right?
It is new to Oklahoma. Rita Hines, there was no overhang, there was no overhead. Didn't have to deal with the shadows as the sun was setting overhead midday. Now you're starting to see it. It's creeping up on that third baseline, and probably by the end of this game, beginning of next one, you'll see it halfway between the batter's box and pitcher's mound.
I'll tell you who it's affecting the most right now is Kinsey Hansen. I mean, that shadow is almost right over home plate.
Got a pinch hitter here, Haley Adkins, batting with 2 outs and nobody on. Adkins 0 for 2 on the year. Ball and a strike. Yeah, right now that ball is in the sunlight all the way to home plate. But over the next little while, that's not going to be the case. It's going to go from sunlight to shadows, and it's going to make it tough on those hitters both ways. And that's not abnormal necessarily in this sport, but it is for an OU home game. Has not been the case until today.
Typically, Oklahoma only has to deal with that in conference against Baylor. It's the only stadium that really draws that shadow.
It skips to the backstop. 3-1 the count.
Tell you what, though, I've loved how Keeney has come in, taking control, taking command of this game, and she has attacked the zone constantly. That's something that we said, okay, Nicole May, great pitcher, but we're missing that a little bit from her today. Keeney has picked up where she left off, kind of picked up her fellow battery mate and said, I got you. Let's pound the zone. Let's get back in this game. Let's give a little bit of energy and fire to our team.
It's a 2-out walk. That's number 6 issued today by OU pitching.
7th free bag, a hit by pitch in the mix there as well. That's rare for Oklahoma. And every single conversation I've had, Toby, with this coaching staff, pitching has been the star of the show. Oh my God, pitching's amazing. Where we've fallen short in other areas, the pitching has really kept us afloat. We've been so sharp as a staff. The bullpen looks amazing. That has been a little bit of the slow burn, I think, here at home opener.
Maddie Banks re-enters to run at first base. The batter is Kate Kobayashi. She was able to hold up on that first offering on the appeal. Kobayashi's been up twice, on twice today. She was hit by a pitch in the second, worked a walk and stole a base in the fourth. 8-hole hitter here. Virginia Tech transfer, and she's ahead in the count 2-0.
I mean, to your point, Aaron, you talked about, okay, we want May to have this challenge. I think it's good for this offense to have this challenge as well. Pitcher, sometimes they're going to have bad games. How can you step up? What do you have to do to make it happen?
Left field, ranging back, Riley Boone, got it. Inning over. We head to the bottom of the 6th, tie game in Norman, Oklahoma and Miami. Opening day at Loves Field.
Sue's opening day at Loves Field. The first inning, Nicole May getting punched early. 2 home runs in a 3-run first inning for Miami, Ohio. 5th inning, continuing to challenge at the plate. We saw the first home run for the Sooners. Brito gets it done. The big swing pull side that tied up the ball game here. We are a 3-3 game. We're all knotted up. Kinsey Hansen steps in. This is who I'd want to lead off, your senior captain.
She hits a home run. Do I get to call it?
Absolutely.
Oh, here, I'm never going to live this.
Never.
Yeah. Doubled last time up, 1 for 2 today. Ashley Hitchcock in the circle for Miami. And it's 2-0.
Tigasso, the hitting coach, always talks about breaking up the game and not trying to think of it as a 7-inning game, but mini games. Win each inning, win the latter parts of this game. Innings 6 and 7, those are championship innings. Doesn't matter what you did up until that point. How do you finish? And I think that's a challenge for Oklahoma here as they get into this last little bit. How do you finish? Did a great job chipping away, chipping away. Got to pull ahead here.
It's a 4-pitch walk, and the go-ahead run is aboard.
Big at bat. That's a win for Oklahoma right there. Lead off an inning, grab a walk. The game within the game. This is something that Oklahoma is known for. It's something that I can remember in my time at OU, having a whiteboard in the dugout and having these mini challenges within 7 innings, whether it's counting hard hits, whether it's counting walks. How many balls can you take? How deep can you get into an at-bat? There are so many little details that can help you gain control of your destiny within a ball game, within a matchup, that a lot of the public doesn't see. It's on the inside, and I can promise you those games within the game are happening right here in a tie ball game.
Pinch hitter Avery Hodge, sophomore out of Richmond, Texas. 3 for 15 on the year. Squeezing at third base, anticipating a potential bunt here. She does. It's a good one. The only play is to first. Out is the call. Sacrifice successful. Go ahead run to second in the form of Kinsey Hansen.
I mean, even with the anticipation of, okay, we got the pinch hitter, she's a slapper, she plays small ball, let's scooch up. And that was well placed, and that's one thing that we've seen from Oklahoma today with their bunting game, their small ball. They're placing it really good. Almost had a bit of a miscommunication between third and pitcher.
A good call by first base umpire, Riley Cobb.
And the Sooners will go back-to-back pinch hitters. This is Riley Ludlam. Patty Gasso told you, Aaron, on Wednesday, I love Riley Ludlam. She said, I'm a big fan of this young lady.
Flying under the radar.
Furman transfer.
This is a kid that loves to learn. She's a student of the game, a sponge. Coach Gasso talked endlessly about enjoying the opportunity to coach her, to teach again. The fact that this is an athlete that stepped into this program and wanted to elevate.
Strike called. Ludlam, 1 home run on the year, hitting .353.
She's had a lot of pinch hit situations. She's come through big time, a lot of gappers to score a run, to even up the run. She's been really reliable in that pinch hit spot, and that's a hard place to be, is to always be ready, always ready for your name called, and typically when it is, the game's on the line. It's a really big moment.
Outside.
I think it's the hardest quote-unquote position to occupy on a team, is to be that hitter that the coach dips into the well for first. That's Ludlam. To have the bat hot, to know that at any moment you can get pulled off a bench in a big opportunity, such as this, the go-ahead run, standing on second base, and be asked to execute. That is the hardest position, in my opinion, that you can occupy on a team. And she's done it well.
Brief meeting between Hitchcock and Cummins. Top of the order on deck, Jada Coleman. 1 out in the inning. Here's the 3-1 to Ludlam. Up the middle it goes, base hit. They're gonna wave home. Hansen, throw to the plate, not in time. And the Sooners lead it. Riley Ludlam delivers.
You want to make a statement to the head coach, one of the best coaches in the nation? This is what you do. This is how you tell her, I want to be in the starting order. A tie ball game, a home opener.
This is the 4th time she's been in this situation and has come through. She has been clutch in those situations. Time after time after time after time. There comes a point where, like you said, Coach, you can't ignore me. I'm right here. I'm consistent.
Riley Ludlam, a round of applause as she heads to the dugout. Pinch runner.
It is so big time. I had
Quincy
goosebumps.
Lilio.
You live for moments like that. Specifically thinking about Ludlam's story, right? She's transferring over. It's her first season at Oklahoma. And one of the things Coach Gasso told us is that she has her eyes wide open to a completely new world of softball. Completely new pace of softball.
We got a review here. This is interesting. Potentially a missed bag? I'm trying to think of what possibly they could be reviewing. Maybe they feel like that Kinsey Hansen left early at second base.
To see if it's not in just wicked slow motion, especially from this distance.
Safe is the call. The call stands, and the Sooners lead it.
And a good reminder for those of you viewing at home, there does have to be enough evidence to overturn a call. Right there, I don't think there was to make a change.
Well, we know the replay equipment works at Love's Field. It's got a good testing today. Still only one out. Jada Coleman. Quincy Lilio now the runner at first base. Coleman doubled and scored in her first at-bat deep into the left field corner. She has since walked and flied out. Two and 0.
After that hit, you could feel Oklahoma just shift. The energy in their dugout, the energy completely changed to, not that they're done scoring runs, or they're done chasing after this game, but a little bit less of running to, and now they're just running away with it.
Fouled off the facade. Watch out, Patty. That's something new you got to worry about down there. That one deflected back toward the third base box.
Head on a swivel.
First time Oklahoma has led in their own ballpark. We haven't had to say that in a few decades. She waited for that off-speed pitch, and Jada Coleman laughing at herself, I think, that she missed that one.
I mean, that's a good battle right there. You're fouling off balls, you're getting hard pitches, and all of a sudden this slow floater comes in. To be able to keep your hands back enough to be able to foul that off, it's great discipline.
And that ball squirts away, and there goes Lilio to second. Full count to Coleman. Just foul. Now she is a highlight reel in the field, Jada Coleman. Trying to do it at the plate here in the bottom of the sixth. Fly ball to right. Got a lot of that one. Gone! Two-run homer, Jada Coleman, 6-3 OU.
Jada Coleman battled. And that one was right in her wheelhouse. She took that one far. This one on that low half of the inside of the plate. And right away, that hand went up. She knew that one was out of the park. Jada Coleman not only defensively makes an impact in games, but offensively, talk about somebody who can change the game with one swing, who has that spark, who has that energy. Also, I claim that home run as well because no one else called it.
Second home run of the year for Jada. 6 unanswered for Oklahoma. Here's Pickering. Still only one out here in this 6th inning. And that ball is hit deep to right. See ya! Back to back.
I mean, does it get anything better than this? The freshman. She follows up Jada Coleman, one of the best hitters for Oklahoma, with a monster swing. I mean, this one almost cleared the foul pole as it was going across. That was a monster bomb. And the emotions, the feeling as you're coming into your team. I mean, look at those smiles. Look at that celebration.
Get used to it, freshman. It's going to be a feeling you're going to be able to feel a lot more times in this stadium.
Second home run of the year for Cassidy Pickering. And the Redhawks will go to their third pitcher of the day when we come back. Sooners in front now, 7-3 in Norman. That's a brand new dugout right there, and they're happy in it. As the Sooners have put a 4-spot on the board here in the bottom of the 6th inning to take command of this first game in Loves Field. They now lead Miami 7-3. Back-to-back home runs from Jada Coleman and Cassidy Pickering. And Miami now going to their 3rd pitcher of the day, freshman right-hander Madeline Reeves. There's a good look at Reeves. Wears the number 72, making her 6th appearance of the year. 2-1 record. And she'll face Alyssa Brito, who tied this game up with a home run in the 5th. Top 3 hitters in the OU order have all homered now today. Brito 3 for 3. That matches her jersey. Takes a strike.
You're Miami, Ohio right now. You just want to get out of this inning. Whenever Oklahoma starts to score, things can snowball very quickly. So bringing in Reeves, trying to change up their timing, trying to adjust their look. They want to get quick outs. They want to get ground outs. We've seen their defense. They worked really well early on this game. So whenever they have plays, they made them, giving them a chance to get out of this inning.
Off-speed pitch called strike. The only out in this inning is the sacrifice bunt by Avery Hodge. And Brito and our home plate umpire, Bill Gattuso, having a conversation. Pulled foul. Haven't talked about the action clock. Is that what you said I'm supposed to call it,
It
Aaron?
is called, yeah, I've gotten corrected
Okay.
a few times already. So you're on it. Action clock, not pitch clock.
There it is. It's counting down in center field. I would suffice it to say Patty Gasso not a fan.
Putting it lightly.
Full count. It hasn't, as far as we've seen, been a factor today.
No.
Yet.
It's interesting. She talked just about the pressure she feels with it. I haven't witnessed it. That's what's so interesting. You wouldn't know it feels like pressure to her.
Golombeski and right. Second out of the inning.
I gotta say, is this game, as we start to dwindle down to some final outs, what an honor this has been to be on this call with you two. An alumni, both Mendez and I. Toby, you've had a long career here at Oklahoma. This is one of the cooler moments, if not the coolest moment in my career working in television, and even just being an alumni of OU softball. And so I just want to address that I'm blessed, and I feel lucky to be here.
Definitely, feeling is mutual.
I agree. What a cool day. Honored to be associated with this first game in any way at this facility. And to be here when you called a home run 4 batters later, a moment I'll never forget. Smashed up the middle. Tiare Jennings has her first hit today.
I think I started the spark. Since that call,
I can't argue
Aaron
with
Miller is actually the spark plug.
I'm basically in a jersey. Come on.
I can't wait to hear your post-game press conference.
You know who else will be there? Eddie. Eddie will also be there
Eddie
at
will
that
be
press
there.
conference.
We've talked about Eddie enough. His head is getting too big. Hannah Core will be a pinch hitter here for Oklahoma. Limited action so far this year for Hannah. She's 1 for 10, has an RBI. Sophomore out of Yorba Linda, California. One of many Californians on this Sooner team. We got another game today. Scheduled for a 5 o'clock start, which is getting pretty close here. Foul ball back. We'll have it for you on ESPN+. The Liberty Flames, they have already posted a victory today.
They won that one soundly. It's kind of nice for them to be able to get in, take care of business, rest up.
Good looking pitch there. What's the between game routine?
Food.
Yes.
You
Lots
talking about
of
the
it.
team or us? Nice play at short by Bartholomew, and the inning is over, but it's a big one. 4 runs, back-to-back homers, and the Sooners are 3 outs away from extending the winning streak here in Norman.
A little bit. There we go. There's the words of a slow burn for OU, but man, when the floodgates open, did they? Offense started to burn. A little reaction from the senior Kinsey Hansen. The long ball from Jada Coleman. That's what busted open the gates. The freshman followed right behind her. And now we've got a 7-3 ball game for Oklahoma. The opening day at Love's Field. The flags are flying. And 3 outs left to secure the first win here. Love's Field. What a day.
I mean, it started early for Oklahoma. Had to be at their cages to warm up at 9 a.m. for a 2 o'clock game. I mean, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of emotion for many different reasons. And as this first game is starting to wind down, gotta look back and be like, man, what a special day.
Grounded to short. Tough play. Jennings not in time. Let's see if Patty Gasso wants him to take another look at this.
That was a nice leg out by Parks, being able to know, okay, this is a slow roller. There's probably going to be multiple hops before it reaches Jennings. Right away, out of the box, she was head down, hands going.
I gotta tell you, I've been impressed with Miami, Ohio all day. The spark they came out with, the aggressiveness they've had at the plate, their defense has been solid. They're a well-coached team. This team came into this stadium ready to compete.
Left center field, that ball smacked, and that's gone.
I mean, talk about competing right there. Another home run, and they're right back in it, 1 run away.
Back-to-back homers in the first. Didn't have another hit until here in the 7th. They go infield single, 2-run homer. And you're right, Nicole, we've got a game. It's now 7-5.
It's the 5th home run of the year for Allie Cummings, and we're starting to get into the meat of this order. The power alley of the starting 9, 2-hole, 6 home runs. 3-hole Spade hit her 9th home run back in the first inning. And Blaska in the 4-hole with 5. I mean, this is a gauntlet of power. As I was saying, Miami, Ohio came in here with their best stuff. They knew what this game was going to mean. And they came out punching, swinging.
Would have been real easy to be intimidated when they showed up today. That ball is blasted.
Wow.
Straightaway center field over everything, and it's a 1-run game. Jenna Golembeski, the 4th home run of the day for Miami.
You have to tip your cap. You have to give respect where it's due. And right now, Miami, Ohio said never say die. We're not done. There's no outs on the board.
I mean, their swings are so efficient in the zone. They get to the ball on plane quickly, and then that extension, it just continues to go and go and go and go. That's why you see so much power through the ball. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 in their lineup has hit home runs today.
Boy, that was fast, too. It went from 7-3 to 7-6 in the blink of an eye, and there is nobody out here in the 7th. Here's Carly Spade. She hit the 2-run homer in the first. The nervousness is back at Love's Field. Outside.
Coach Kieran Kumar at third season. 4th year as head coach here at Miami softball.
to back, and we're tied. Second home run today for Carly Spade. 7-7.
I mean, look at that reaction as she came into home plate. She is over the moon right now, and look at the fans. Miami, Ohio, they have made an adjustment. We talked about it at the beginning of the game. Quick adjustments. This is the third inning for Carly Keeney, and their ability to say, okay, we have struggled. What is our adjustment? And they come up and they hit hard ground ball, home run, home run, home run. That is efficient, and that is a team that is all bought in. Whenever it's time to switch, whenever it's time to flip, they're there, they're ready.
I love this for Miami, Ohio. I love this for them. This is exactly what you want to see at this point in the year from your team. We got a pitching change and a heck of a ball game. Don't go anywhere. Tie ball game, 7-7.
A Love's pitching change for Oklahoma here in the top of the 7th after OU scored 4 in the bottom of the 6th to take command. Miami has quickly scored 4 in the top of the 7th on back-to-back-to-back home runs to tie it again, and now it's S.J. Guerin in the circle.
Lefty from Houston. She throws a lot of pitches all over the zone, but what her key is, what her plan of attack is to lull hitters and then speed them up. She's going to be a very efficient, I'm going to spin through the zone, high rotation, not a ton of velocity, away, and then she'll come in and it'll feel like it's 70 miles an hour. That is her game plan as a pitcher.
Center field, this will stay in the park. Coleman's there, 1 out. Man, what a game 1 in this place, huh?
You know what? I know that a lot of people assumed what this ball game was going to be like opening day, right? Let's call a spade a spade. Can I tell you though, as a softball fan, take my OU affiliation out of it. You live 4 games like this. You live for this. This is how our game gets better. This is how teams get better, getting tested like this late in games.
And I'm just looking into Miami, Ohio's dugout and the communication between hitters to hitters on deck to, okay, let's make a game plan. Let's see. You see the charts are coming out. They're invested in this in the quick adjustment. Oklahoma, same thing. They saw Keeney get hit hard. Their adjustment, bring in SJ, slow him down.
A ball and a strike to Buick. 2-1.
The game doesn't know. The game doesn't know what name is on the jersey. The game doesn't know what day it is. The game doesn't know what stadium we're sitting in. You got to come with your best stuff, and Miami, Ohio came with a lot of juice in the tank.
3-1. Ball 4. Go-ahead run aboard for the Red Hawks. Well, we knew coming in this team can hit home runs. Led the country in home runs per game, 34 of them in 11. They've added 5 more now today. 39 home runs in now 12 games this year.
Slight work. And we're just now entering. Today starts the 4th week of softball season. They did all of that in such a short amount of time.
Pinch runner for Miami is Logan Mueller. Do they try Kinsey Hansen again? Here's Bartholomew. And up and in, and the ball got away from Kinsey, and the go-ahead run advances to second. This is a pinch hitter, actually. Shelby Kunkel at the plate for Miami.
This one tight in. on the hands, almost hits her. I mean, barely misses the elbow. Hansen just lost sight of it. Also with that shadow starting to creep over the plate.
Strike call.
Nice little off speed by SJ. Just mixing up those speeds, goes hard in and then floats in the change.
Kunkel 4 for 11 on the year, has 1 homer. Little blooper toward third. Brito dives, can't quite get there. It's 1 and 2, and the fan applauds the effort.
Great effort by Brito. I mean, full extension, almost had it for a minute. It's foul, might as well go all out.
You tell a little different coloring. The area behind home plate and down the lines is turf. That gets all the, or a lot of the wear and tear. So that foul area there is turf. The outfield is natural grass here. Off speed upstairs, 2 and 2.
SJ, she's been brought in situationally. Minimal innings, but she has been very, very effective whenever she's been brought in. For her, this is the biggest moment in her career that coaches said, all right, I'm calling your name, get us out of this inning, make it quick. It's all you.
Big strikeout, 2 away.
From the left side is already an adjustment that Miami is going to have to make, seeing a different release point out of the circle. But this is the biggest adjustment I believe that they're going to have to see is the off speed. Seeing the ball deep, battling late in counts. This is what SJ does so well. She pulls the string. She makes the ball dance. She shows a lot of speeds. Very hard to barrel up this arm.
Hadley Parisian now, another pinch hitter for Miami, takes a ball low. 5 for 13 on the year. Go ahead run at second. 2 outs in the 7th. The Red Hawks have scored 4 to tie it. One and one.
And again, it's that pitching style that SJ has done so well. Slow him down, speed him up inside, or work that inside half and then slow him down with that off speed.
Interesting, Aaron and Nicole, that Miami goes back-to-back lefty pinch hitters against the lefty pitcher.
I mean, it just depends on your hitters. I know me as a lefty, I loved hitting off of lefty pitchers. I saw it. I didn't have to look all the way across the body. It just depends on what your hitter's like. As a coach, you know that. You know what they've done. You know their competitive spirit. You know what they've looked like day in and day out in practice.
Over 4,500 trying to cheer on S.J. Guerin for the final out here in the 7th. And she'll need at least one more pitch. That ball just fouled. Eighth batter of this Miami 7th. Lifted foul to left.
Miami, Ohio hits .375 against left-handed pitchers. That's better than their average against righties. So this is a decision I think that was made consciously, especially with pinch hitters coming off the bench, is that they know that they can hit from a lefty release point.
2-2. Outside. Kate Kobayashi on deck. If Parisian can reach. Ooh, watch out.
Man, this has been a battle this whole entire at-bat. Talk about pinch hitters that we saw earlier on. Riley Ludlam came in off the bench, ready to go, got that big hit. See here, foul ball, battle, take that ball. Extending this.
500 average against lefty.
Slow roller to short. Jennings, inning over. Miami, wow. 4 runs, 3 homers, top 7. We go to the bottom. Sooners trying to walk it off opening day. Well, we waited for this day for seemingly ever. And what a gem it has given us in game 1. 7-7 to the 7th. With a 67-game winning streak on the line, the 3-time defending national champions and Miami of Ohio. Leading off the bottom of the 7th, Riley Boone.
Again, this is who you want at the plate. A spark plug. She's done it already the first 3 weeks. And we have seen Riley Boone all over the lineup. Lead off 9, 6. She has been everywhere.
It is Addie Jarvis back in the circle. Ground ball, base hit. Winning run aboard. Second hit today for Boone.
I'll admit, the first time I heard the crowd call out her name, I was like, what happened?
Why are we booing?
Why are they booing her doing something good?
They're not booing.
She's such a gamer. Ugh.
They're booning. Called strike.
I mean, we were talking during the break. This is what you live for as an athlete. You love these kinds of games if you're any kind of competitor.
I mean, this is a moment made for Kinsey Hansen, isn't it?
Saw it last year.
Yeah.
But to that point, every at bat, every year, it's a new slate.
Hit hard but foul. 1-2. Riley Boone 2 for 2 in stolen base attempts on the season. Kinsey Hansen, she walks him off. Unhitch the wagon. New field, same team. Ball game.
You live for the drama. You live for these moments. You live for a captain, a super senior, a 6-year to get a moment like that she'll never forget. She'll carry that with her for the rest of her life. That is the beauty and the poetry of the sport of softball.
It is now a 68-game winning streak, and Miami of Ohio made them work for every ounce of this one. 9-7 Oklahoma, and take one more look at the game winner. No surprise, it came from the co-captain, Kinsey Hansen.
I mean, getting this one, that is low. She is a tall girl, so being able to get her barrel out in front on plane, and that was just a line drive over that left center fence. Gamer indeed. This game was such a battle. And I think it's only fitting that that's the kind of game that started off Love's Field. Nothing less.
I don't know if we had an isolation on Patty Gasso when that ball was hit, but she chunked a water bottle about 25 feet in the air when that ball left the bat. What a game. 9-7 Oklahoma, the final. And what a finish. The final 2 innings of this game, just spectacular back and forth. Sooners improved to 15-0 on the year. Miami of Ohio falls to 9-3. Let's take a look quickly at our Air Comfort Solutions Big 12 scoreboard today. UTEP has beaten Texas Tech. Top 4, Texas leads Northwestern State 5-2. Iowa State falls to Colorado State. And UCF, new member of the conference this year, a run rule victory over Princeton. How about your Taco Mile final stats in this one today? As the Sooners come from behind, down 3 early, rattle off 7 straight. Looked like they'd coast in the 7th. Miami tied them up, thanks in large part to Carly Spade, 2 homers.
I think both of these teams have a lot to walk away with this matchup. It was a great game on both sides. I'm going to tell you, Miami, Ohio made a huge statement today, a massive statement. Played one of the toughest teams in the nation hard to the very last pitch, and I think Oklahoma learned a lot
about being better. How can you be better? How can you learn? The wins, losses, it doesn't matter, but Miami, Ohio, they showed a lot of fight, and that's going to show later on.
Game 1 at this beautiful new Love's Field, an instant classic today. And Oklahoma wins it in walk-off fashion. Kinsey Hansen, the hero. 9-7 the final, 68 in a row. They'll turn right around and play Liberty coming up here in about 45 minutes. We'll have it for you on ESPN+.